Hi, George here, and today I wanted to show you how to change the background on a photograph. We're actually doing just a bit more than that, and you can consider this either removing a background or changing a background or taking a person and putting them into a different picture, all basically the same thing. We'll be taking this picture here for our foreground, and we'll also be using this picture for our background and ending up with something kind of like that. Okay, let's see how this is done. The first thing we need are these two photographs, and I got these online from a free site called Pixabay. Let me show you that. And it's right here. The link is in the description if you just want to go ahead, click on that and come right to this page. Choose download, and the size I'm using is the one here that has 1920 in it. So it's 1280 by 1920. Just download that onto your computer someplace. Same thing for this other one in here. And again, the link is in the description. Go over to download, and once again, it's one that has 1920 in the size. That's what we're using. Okay, back over here, and then just bring both of those images in. There we go. What we'll do here is use this as our background image, and then take the girl from here and pull her into that background image. Now I'm doing this project in Photoshop Elements 2025. We'll be using the subject select up here to help make our layer mask. This is good for the last 3 or 4 versions of Photoshop Elements. Before then, you may have to use a selection tool such as the polygonal lasso tool, and just make a careful selection or any other selection tool that you like, leading to just a selection of the girl without the background. But before we get to that step, let's go ahead and get this picture into our other background picture. And for that, I'm just going to drag this down like this so it's a floating window. If you don't have floating windows, go up here to Edit, come down to Preferences and General. And you'll find that option right here, Allow Floating Documents in Advanced Mode. Normally that's unchecked, so go ahead, give that a check, choose OK, and you can then float your windows. This way you can float it or put it up here and dock it back up again or float it. It's real nice and easy to do. And I like this because I can then go ahead, grab the background layer, drag it over here and drop it on. And I've now combined both of those photos into one file. And I think that size is pretty good. I'm just going to leave her at that same size. And let's go ahead and remove the background. Now, we'll go up here to Select, and I'll be using Subject Select. Again, this has been in Photoshop Elements for the last few versions. Click on that. The elements find this, and you can see we have a pretty good selection. It's not perfect over here. On this side, it has missed this arm right here. It's kind of messed up on the bottom down below. Let's fix those two things. Now, you can mix and match your selection tools if you want to. That's just fine. For instance, I can go over here and I can grab the selection brush tool, and I have this set at add, and I'll just brush in here and add in the parts that we need. There we go. Just add that in like that. That looks pretty good. And over here, let's use a different tool this time. Take the polygonal lasso tool. Again, it's on add, and then just make a nice careful selection right around that arm. Now, it's pretty easy to see why Photoshop Elements missed this. It's almost the exact same color as the background, so it's not enough difference in there for Elements to have spotted that. Come around to the beginning here, double click, and that adds that in as well. Now, right up in here on this fur, you may want to use a refined edge on the fur. And I'm just going to come right along the fur like this, and that should improve that fur look. There we go. Notice I'm not doing any additional settings in here, just these regular straight settings. We'll do any adjustments that we need after we have our layer mask done. And that's about all I need. I'm just trying to get some of those little hairs in here. Now, her hair doesn't really need anything. The real thin, wispy hairs out here, there's no way to catch those. They're just too thin. If we tried using this refined edge, basically the refined edge softens the edge and puts a little small gradient in there. If you put a gradient on the fine hair, it just disappears. The fine hair just goes away in that gradient. So you really can't help these real wispy things. And the rest of our hair looks okay as is. So I think we're fine on that. I'll normally use this if I have curly hair or a lot of areas where the hair and the background are kind of overlapping. Like I see down here with the dog's fur. Let's output this now to a new layer with layer mask. Choose OK. And that looks pretty good. I like that. Notice that we have our original layer here and it's just hidden. That just gives us a safety just in case. And then there's our background in behind. Now looking at this, you may want to come up here to this layer, maybe move your background around. Now notice that we cut off the top part here. So if you bring her down, you may have to clean that out. Bring her up, you have to clean out some more of the background down there, because that was cut off right at the edge of the picture. Let's just put her way down here. Now this is on the layer mask itself. So click on the right-hand side. Notice that light blue outline. Black hides, white shows. So I want to take a black brush. Our color is black already. Let's grab the paintbrush here. And then just paint black right onto that layer mask. And that hides anything on the layer mask. So you can just paint your layer mask just like this. It's a real easy way to clean things up if you have any problem like this showing. There we go. And let's just pull her up again. I'll bring her up right here. I see that background, then I'll bring her down until that goes away. And right in there, I think looks pretty good. In the position looks good too. Now we have a couple of little issues in here. One is that her coloration is a little bit different from the background coloration. There's kind of a warmth back in there, and she has kind of a coolness to her. We need to adjust that. And also, the dark parts of her picture in here, her top over in here and up in here, are a lot darker than the dark parts of the background image. So you need to bring those values closer together. Let's do that part first. Come down here to the background layer. Go up here to Layer. Come down to Adjustment Layer and Levels. Choose OK. And here's the histogram of the values in the image. Notice that there's nothing in the actual blacks. We can see that there are no real blacks in that photograph. They're all moved over here. So let's take the black pointer and move it over here into the blacks. And that should bring those blacks back in again. You don't want to go too far or things block up like that. But you want to come in so that the darkest parts, say over in here or over in here, are about the same darkness as her hair right there. So just bring it in right about like that. And that looks pretty good. This is your mid-tone values. If you want to, you can lighten that up, but keep an eye on your blacks. You don't want to lose those again. And this is the whites over here. You can increase your contrast a bit by brightening the whites up. I think it looks kind of nice right there. It's really a visual determination. There's no specific numbers to use. You just have to visualize it and see what looks good to your eye. And I'll go with that. Okay, let's now take care of the coloration on her image. Let's go back to her photo layer right here, which is the top layer. And over to Layer, Adjustment Layer again right here, and Photo Filter. And this time where it says Use Previous Layer, check that, choose OK. And the default is a warming filter, and that's what we want. And actually the value looks pretty good as well. You can come in here with more or less. The default is 25, and I think that actually turned out pretty well. And there we go. That combines those two photos. It's actually a very easy project, but it's a fun way to bring photos together this way, improve your background. If I hide that background, let's just show this one again here and hide that. That's a real boring background in there. So bringing in a more interesting background adds a lot to the image. I'm seeing one kind of odd thing way down here. Just spotted this right below her elbow. It's kind of a softness right there. I don't like that softness. That should be a hard edge right there. So let's go over here to our layer mask. Let's see if we can solve that on the layer mask. I'll take the paintbrush and let's just see if we can put in just a little bit of a line right there. There we go. That's all it needed. Just a touch of a harder edge right there. If you'd like to have this finished file over here, plus a step-by-step on how I did this, I'll have that inside of my HTG Photo Coach program. If you want to find out more about that, I'll put a link for that in the description. Also, if you want to learn everything about how to use Photoshop Elements 2025 or earlier versions, I have courses for all of those, and I'll put a link for that at the top of my description. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and give me a like for this video. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe as well. I'm doing videos all the time, and I'll see you next time.